It's just over 76 years since the original Land Rover made its debut at the Amsterdam Motor Show in April 1948. The product formed from simple lines drawn in the sand that defined a new type of vehicle. But the Wilks brothers' original idea did more than just that. It laid the foundations for the company today. The original Land Rover embraced the impossible. It was the first vehicle to visit the four corners of the earth, and for many people, was the first car that they had ever seen. Through the 76 years since, Defender has done everything from enabling the work of the Red Cross to starring in James Bond movies. And in 2019, we recaptured and reimagined its capability and spirit of adventure for a new century and new generation. What we've sought to do since is expand and elevate Defender from a model to a brand and now a collection. Last year, Defender took its place in the newly formed JLR House of Brands alongside Range Rover, Discovery and Jaguar. This is a significant change for us in allowing us to amplify Defender's unique characteristics, and now is the right time to bring something special to Defender. Something exclusive, a new hero for the Defender brand. The name OCTA may have come as a surprise to people, but we chose it because it has special significance to the vehicle's key attributes. The name OCTA is derived from the octahedron form of a diamond. It represents strength and resilience, but also a striking and desirable silhouette, and is inspired by the vehicle's diamond-like tough luxury credentials. And we believe OCTA will quickly become an icon as we expand the brand's portfolio. It's an incredible looking vehicle with real visual impact. But let me pass you over to Dan, who can explain some more about the aesthetics.
Thanks, Luke. Defender OCTA can be really encapsulated in the term brutal toughness, but that doesn't mean we've compromised on materiality. And to achieve this, we've done a significant number of changes on the exterior. First of all, you're struck by its road presence, and that is due to its stance and proportion. It's wider, taller, and with the off-road tyre, it sits even higher than its core counterparts. So on the front bumper, we've maintained the verticality of Defender and really exaggerated the DNA with toughness of the front bash plate and the exposed toe loops. We've got a unique upper grille and unique front meshes that translate around the vehicle. On the rear bumper, we've maintained that verticality again and integrated two beautiful quad exhaust finishes. And on the tailgate, we've got a larger wheel package, so we've had to scallop the bumper to accommodate that on the car. With the new overclad arches, we've had to integrate a new fuel filler cap, which sounds easy in practice, but it's a lot more difficult than you think, but we've managed it. You'll notice the OCTA badge on the square, which is made out of machined titanium, which is really strong materiality properties, which talk to Defender and the OCTA story. And then it will be a jewel-like gloss black inlay, which really completes the look. On the bonnet, you'll notice that the Defender script, for example, the Edition 1 comes in chopped carbon, which also talks to the bonnet vents and side vents. We've got two unique wheel designs, a stunning 22-inch on an all-season tyre and a tough-looking 20 on a purposeful off-road tyre, and each gives a unique characteristic to the car. If I had to describe OCTA in 3 words, it would be presence, powerful, and capability.
Thanks, Dan. I'm really excited for the moment when our clients see this car on the road. It's going to really turn heads. There's a lot to say about the inside, but again, I'd like to hand over to one of the team. So let's hear from Andrew to explain more of those details.
We do have some significant uplifts on the interior, and when you sit in the interior of the OCTA, pretty much everything that you see and feel is different from the standard car. So if we start with the steering wheel has been uprated to include a number of items. So the first thing is got an all new rim, which has basically got a different graphic on the rim, and that's really designed to visually uplift it from the standard car and to separate the OCTA, but also to basically align it with the design of the interior and the instrument panel so that it all works from a visual point of view. From a functional point of view, it also includes the uprated paddles that were first seen on the Range Rover Sport. Those are the ones that include the clear tips that glow red when you go into OCTA mode. And also the steering wheel includes the new OCTA button down at the bottom in the 6 o'clock position on the steering wheel. When you press that, obviously the vehicle enters the OCTA mode, the environment changes, the lighting changes, and also the graphics on the instrument panel change to match the rest of the OCTA mode. To our sides, you'll see the updated door panels. These include unique door pockets for the OCTA, which are now trimmed and have a sort of a bright finisher along the edge of the of the pocket. Also on the door, we have the new grab handles. These are also a completely new design, which basically include color matched material and bright trim. On the IP, within all of the lowers and also the center console sides are now trimmed, and that gives a much higher quality feel to the whole of the interior. Big story on seats. All new row 1 and row 2 seats. On the row 1 we have larger bolsters and integrated headrests to give us the support and much more dynamic character that's required for this vehicle. Row 2 complements the row 1, also has a level of increased bolstering, still allows the seats to fold and give us the functionality required for the vehicle. One of the things on the row 2 seat as well, obviously, is that the way the colors are used on the seat enhances the 4-seat style so that it no longer looks like a 5-seat bench. From a technical point of view, I think that the front seat was probably the most both interesting and difficult component to design for the OCTA. It's very challenging from the point of view of basically working with the package. So when you bear in mind where the person has to sit in the front seat and the fact that you have a person sitting in row 2, the actual space in between the row 2 person's knees and the person sitting in the front is actually relatively small. And of course the content within that seat, including the haptics, the cooling, the heating matrices, etc., make packaging that and achieving the comfort and the wear requirements, etc., very difficult. And it's a team effort, not just with the design, but also working with our engineering colleagues to make that happen. Part of the design of the seats incorporates the advanced materials and manufacturing process. So we use a bonded technology on these seats, which allows for fewer seams. When you think about how a seat is designed, the fabric needs to be cut in order to fit the shape of the seat. And using older technology, you required a lot of seams to make that work. But using this technology, because the material's bonded, gives us a much cleaner aesthetic to the seat. One of the things that I'd like you to look at when you go to the car is the grab handle on the B-pillar, and just look for the coat hook that's integrated into that. It's really neat. It's a really small detail, but it basically allows us to pass all of our crash test and head impact requirements. I think the team have done a fantastic job on the interior of the OCTA. We have taken the ingredients that we have and we've basically been able to make something really special out of that not only has a great premium feel, but actually also really suits the character of the whole car.
Thanks, Andrew. I love the interior of the Defender OCTA. My biggest dilemma is whether to choose the Edition 1 or the OCTA, but that's a nice dilemma to have. It's a great phrase and one that is absolutely accurate. I can tell you it's fast, very fast. The Defender OCTA is incredible, both on and off-road. This is a vehicle that has been tested in the most extreme conditions. We've seen more than 1 million kilometers worth of testing. And to give you an idea, when we launched Defender, we did about 1.2 million kilometers. So this single model alone has been driven almost as far as the core vehicle. Defender OCTA again has undergone the most exhaustive development regime in Defender history, spanning the snow and ice of Sweden, the deserts of Dubai, tarmac around the Nürburgring, rock crawling in Moab, and the Dakar proving grounds of Les Tours. It's also the first Land Rover product to ever successfully complete every track at our Eastner off-road facility here in the UK. Enabled by the fact that OCTA has 1 meter wading depth capability, the deepest wading capability we have ever achieved, and it's up 100 millimeters over our core Defender models. That's a good question and one which we anticipate clients having. In fact, it's quite a simple answer. Defender OCTA has been engineered to be the ultimate defender both on and off-road. And in an off-road situation, carbon brakes are not the right solution. You only have to look at the WRC cars. Carbon brakes wouldn't deliver the performance that we demand off-road. To fully realise the performance, dynamics and breadth of capability, OCTA uses a decoupled braking system called IPB. In the decoupled braking system, fluid is sent to the brakes by an electrical motor. And overall, this delivers a superb braking performance and outstanding feel, regardless of the conditions. And in addition, we also see the following enhancements. New opposed 6-piston monoblock aluminium calipers, New larger brake discs, 400mm diameter versus the 380mm on Defender V8s today, and 43.3mm thickness versus 36mm on a Defender V8 today. We also have upgraded low-met copper-free pads. These are a performance-focused pad improving endurance, meaning there is pushback when a car enters brake fade. It is the same high-performance pads featured on the Range Rover Sport SV. And finally, an all-new ABS calibration designed for increased braking confidence on loose gravel surfaces. So overall, clients will be massively impressed with the braking capability of OCTA. The OCTA and OCTA Edition 1 offers clients a different flavour. Each model has been carefully crafted to provide a select number of interior and exterior design elements to provide a compelling offer. Edition 1 vehicles offers an extended use of carbon fibre, both on the exterior and interior of the vehicle. There is a chopped carbon fibre exterior pack, and inside we see chopped carbon fibre seat back surrounds. The Edition 1 also offers a unique seat material with the introduction of Ultra Fabric's PU and 3D knit combination on our khaki and ebony interior. And perhaps most significant on Edition 1 derivatives are the 20-inch forged alloy wheels that come with the choice of the all-terrain or advanced all-terrain tyres. Developed in conjunction with Goodyear, the new 20-inch Duratrack RT tyre focuses more on off-road performance. A bespoke development, this tyre brings new enhancements including a 3-ply construction to improve sidewall robustness, a first for Defender. Visually, I absolutely love the 20-inch wheel design. They look fantastic with the Goodyear Duratrack advanced all-terrain tyres. But to do it justice, I'm going to hand you over to Dave, who can tell you all about OCTA mode and a lot more of what sits under the skin of the vehicle.
So what can I tell you about OCTA mode? It's a brand new driver mode that you access by pressing the steering wheel button at 6 o'clock position. When you enter that mode, you get a whole different feel of the vehicle. The paddles change, the steering wheel button goes red, and some other interior lighting goes red. This is our fast off-road mode. So with that, this new cluster design will come up, and you have live G meters and power torque graphs plotting as you drive. As a driver, what you'll feel is more responsive throttle, more responsive gear shifts. We have unique traction control and ABS calibrations, and then increased damping for covering that really rough ground at the high speed. This has been tuned by testing across the globe. I was personally in Sweden, and we've gone to Utah, Dubai, we've gone across the globe for this. OCTA mode also gives you access to the brand new off-road launch feature to really maximize the acceleration when on the loose gravel. However, if you're after the kind of maximum acceleration, get onto tarmac, enter dynamic mode, which is configurable for the first time in Defender, and use our dynamic launch mode. The difference of driver mode, so dynamic and OCTA mode, really highlights the breadth of capability this vehicle has. A big contributor to this capability is the 6D dynamics, which are hydraulically interlinked dampers. For OCTA, this means we don't need an anti-roll bar, so for off-road that really helps us get more articulation and just greater capability off-road. But then that duality on-road, we're able to get incredibly flat cornering. I've driven a lot of normal standard Defenders, I've driven the V8 Defender, and it's got a really great sound, it's got good performance, but when you take it on a track, you really feel like you're stretching it, and then you're kind of pushing it a little bit beyond what it would like to go. When you're in that OCTA and you take it on similar track or off-road, it's just so capable, it almost encourages you, it wants to do more. You're not getting that lean over in the corners. It makes you feel like a much better driver. It's really complementary, which allows you it's the confidence that whole system gives you, the suspension, the engine, and the driver modes really help you to feel that confidence to throw it a bit more into a corner, to carry a little bit more speed. And you can feel the control back through the car, you get the feedback through kind of the steering, the better tires, the better brakes, all that kind of just gives you more confidence to go faster on the track and to have more fun in the off-road. And to push it a bit more, you never feel like the car's asking you to back off. It's kind of you're the limit rather than the vehicle. When we take people out on track, we'll start off going on the tarmac surfaces because it's really good to show the breadth of capability. So we'll probably take them out on the 20-inch trail terrain, the all-terrain tire. And we'll give them up to high speeds, up to maybe about 130, and take them on the sort of higher speed sweeping bends. And they're impressed by the cornering of it, but they've kind of seen that in other products. Where this really, really excels is when we can take that to the gravel, fast off-road sections at the proving ground where we show them. And we can show almost exactly the same speed on that really loose surface that no other vehicle should be able to really go at that speed. It's almost like a rally car. There's high impacts that it just handles so well. The control is great. And the car is silent with just how impressed everyone is as you're driving through it. It's a really complimentary vehicle. It makes the driver look far better than they are. The press, I think, are going to be very fortunate to drive this. It's the most extreme, most capable. It's an excellent car. They're going to just be absolutely wowed. They will have known about Range Rover Sport SV and the kind of what that 6D suspension can do. But I think they'll just be blown away with what we've managed to achieve with a Defender. As an enthusiastic sort of car driver, I've never experienced something this capable. And it's genuinely amazing, and I'm lucky to have worked on it.
Thanks, Dave. You can probably tell from what we've just heard there that OCTA is a remarkable vehicle, both on and off-road. It really does live up to the promise of the master of extreme performance everywhere. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds and 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4 seconds flat. These numbers are remarkable. We can all be very excited about OCTA joining the Defender family. It really does represent the ultimate Defender. It delivers unparalleled levels of performance both on and off-road, making it a very special vehicle. And I think that those clients lucky enough to own one will be very happy that they made that decision.